Welcome to Legends of Grayskull, the podcast that dives deep into the mythology of Masters of the Universe, with your hosts Matthew Dooch and Shawn Scavana. News, reviews, remasterings and more are just ahead on Legends of Grayskull.
Hello everybody! And welcome! We have breaking news! Breaking news. We didn't even get time to
I just broke it. It's on the floor. Oh god.
We have broken all of the news. We're here. Let's date this one. This is Friday, March 11th, 2022. I'm Matthew Dooch, here again with Shawn Scavana. Yeah, guys, no episode today. We just wanted to jump on. We got some interesting stuff happening today. So earlier today, through Pixel Dan, if you guys have heard of him, he runs a YouTube channel, does some reviews and whatnot. So I heard he's been like a member of the org forums for years, stuff like that, you know. But he dropped a teaser image this morning. Shawn, if you had a chance to see this image.
The silhouette one, yes, I have seen that one, and
Perfect.
yeah. So was it 5 characters, 5 new figures?
Yep.
They're
We're gonna
putting out there.
We're gonna go ahead. We'll talk about that first, but there's something even bigger, I think, that we'll talk about in a minute. But let's go ahead and let's look at that picture. So yeah, we got for those of you who, I don't even know if I'll release this on audio, but if I do, there is it's coming to your collection. It's got the stage, kind of with the curtains pulled back, and 5 silhouettes sitting there. Now, Shawn, I'm actually gonna start from the inside or outside in. I know that seems backwards, but I got my reasons for it. So, looking at the image, we've got on the left, far outside, kind of bulkier looking character, maybe some bigger knee pads, some sort of gauntlets on him or her. You know, what other thoughts you getting out of that?
Trying to find the damn image, number one, and now my cats are having a fight down here. I'm trying to find the image, but if I remember right, here it is. It just popped up. I would throw it out there that it could be a 2000X inspired Beastman, perhaps.
Okay.
That's where my mind went the minute I saw it.
Now, what line are we thinking? Because we have multiple lines here.
Based on... actually, wait. I could be wrong. Because, honestly, I'm just going to go and say it. Some of that, actually, the articulation, and granted this is from a silhouette.
Yep.
Some of the articulation actually makes me think it'll be Masterverse. But I think I'm wrong on the Beastman. I think it could... I don't know. There's elements like the hands are pretty big and stuff. There's a part of me wondering if that's going to be a CGI Masters character. Now that I'm looking at it a little closer.
You know, my initial thought, actually, I did go CGI on this one. I do agree. I think this one's a Masterverse. But I thought CGI Beastman on my first look.
And I could see that, yeah.
Looking at it now, actually, could also see it as CGI Skeletor. But I don't know, there's just something about it where, obviously 2000X was played up, but I feel the designs are played up a little bit more. And I don't know, the armor looks very CGI. I could be wrong about the character. It could even be Trapjaw, because we don't see that right arm. It's actually cut off in the picture. That may be very intentional. And all 3 of those guys in the CGI show have kind of that bulky body style.
And the other thing too is on the show, Trapjaw has little like points on the toes of his shoes that come up.
True.
It reminds of like dwarf shoes almost on the, and they have that cut off with the podium for the second character.
They do.
So you can't even get that little detail out of it if you want to go by that.
Yeah.
I'd want to say it could be Beastman because there is like little bits almost like fur looking around where the head would be.
Yep. But then Skeletor's also got kind of those spikes coming up too in CGI.
He does, but his spikes are more just pointed up. Yeah. This has more like curved, so I don't know. Like I don't have the Beastman for the CGI figures yet, but I don't know. And the other thing too is Skeletor has the bone hand. And this hand here does not look like a bone hand to me because that hand is a smaller hand on even the figures. So I would probably wager Beastman or, like you said, maybe Trapjaw. But
yep. But I think we're all in agreement. This is our first look at Masterverse CGI He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to those.
All right. Now let's go to our right outside. So the far corner, kind of hiding behind that curtain there. Now this one, obviously Masterverse. I mean, this one's obviously Masterverse. They've got that arm in a very good position so you can see. I know a lot of people complain about that awkward elbow articulation. So, I mean, that's with the bicep and everything, like that's Masterverse. No doubt in my mind. Not a whole lot you can see. But just the way the hand is, it to me screams Jitsu.
That's where I would go to. And honestly, the sword, if you see, I'm guessing it's a sword. It's like a curved blade to it, kind of like the original Jitsu used to have. So that would not surprise me. Although I'm thinking we didn't see him in Revelation.
No.
So I'm thinking that it could be maybe like a new take on him or something. Maybe I don't know.
Like a new Eternian take or something like that.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I'm thinking so too. If you look, it looks like maybe he's got kind of that Japanese armor because like there's something almost skirt-like coming down around. Towards his knees from the waist to the knees. Yeah, I'm thinking New Eternia. I think they're going to hit New Eternia hard and heavy here, which those look like a lot of fun, by the way. Those in-hand pics of He-Man and Skeletor. Have you seen those yet?
I've seen a couple of them, yeah.
Did they change your mind on them at all?
Still not as much as... it's again, I'm in that, like... Every time I see the new stuff, it's not wowing me the same way that I'd like it to, or that I have been in the past. So I'm having a real hard time with this era of the brand for some reason.
I was just curious because I know I've always been excited about those two, but seeing the production pieces, actually, I think they turned out better than I thought they were going to personally. So, moving on here. So now we're on the left second tier. Shawn, go ahead, call it. We all know who this is.
Well, that's a Sunman character as far as... that's not Sunman himself, is it?
It's got to be.
Or would that be?
The wings?
I didn't think he had wings.
Well, he had the wings that went around his neck and, like, stuck up. Like, cape wings. So it looks like for his, again, obviously Masterverse articulation there. So it looks like for the Masterverse, they're making the wings actual wings... Or maybe they're still coming off the cape, but they're posable at least. Because, you're right. They're not in the right profile for Sunman if he were standing facing you compared to the vintage toy in Origins. Which I think is the way to go. So, all right, bouncing over to this female warrior Tila-esque looking character. Any thoughts at all?
I mean, we already have Tila, and we also have the goddess. for Origins. So I'm kind of at a I don't know. Well, no. Wait. Maybe it's Anti-Eternia.
Okay, I didn't think about that. That's a neat take.
Because they have been pushing Man-at-Arms that way, and they did show that they are going Anti-Eternia with He-Man soon too. I thought
they got He-Man coming out. He's like next wave. Yeah, Clawful Horde Trooper. So yeah, we're in agreement. Obviously, this is an Origins figure. It's obviously the Teela, Buck, Snake Armor, all that. Now the Snake Armor kind of goes in the face of my thought, but I still think it's going to be a 2000X Teela. And I think they just threw in the Snake Armor just because it's already, part of the figure. The fact that
possible.
They highlight she's got a sword with her, and the shield,
Yeah.
That's really the weapons are what led me to believe 2000X. Because the Snake Armor does throw that out the window because she never used that in the series, but that's what I'm going to guess.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, the big throw-off part is the Snake Armor, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Anti-Eternia thing could have a good run for your money, though, on that one. Now, the more I'm thinking about it, so we'll see what happens.
Well, actually, what just occurred to me, too, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but there's the Toy Habits YouTube channel. They've been throwing out a lot of speculation videos about who's coming up. And actually, one of their and I guess they know some insider at Mattel, allegedly. I can't verify any of that, but they've been posting these videos with like speculation, and something they threw out there was they thought the next retailer exclusive in the vein of the Palace Guard was going to be a Teela Zor 2-pack. So that could be what we're seeing here. Maybe there's some confirmation of that. Maybe just a redeco Teela with the new knees, and then maybe she'll come with Zor. So that could be. All right.
Yeah.
Now the big dog. Center podium. Coming to your collection soon. This is obviously Plundor, the evil rabbit from Trainus.
The moment you've been waiting for.
The moment I've been waiting for. I mean, that's got to be Plundor, right? I mean, who else could it be? Standing there buff, strong, short haircut, nice looking sword that might be a little bit powerful. Shawn, any other thoughts, or are you going with Plundor?
I'm going with Dunk the Hunk.
Dunk the Hunk.
From Revelation. To quote Jeremy DeWitt,
we need a Dunk the Hunk, a shirtless Duncan figure.
Yeah, we do.
Oh. But in all seriousness, no, absolutely is not Plundor. Shawn, who do you think we're getting?
The most powerful man from 2002, He-Man. The 2000X He-Man, because that sword really gives it away.
Yes.
It's just also the haircut, as you said.
It's just a silhouette, but it's clearly the Origins He-Man body, short haircut, and the intricacies of that sword silhouette could only be one thing.
Yeah.
Now, if these figures are who we said they are any of these must-haves for you?
Honestly, I wouldn't say they're must-haves because I am where I am with my collecting habits about stuff, but I would very much like to see the face sculpt on the 2000X He-Man and see how the hair sculpt and everything else is. Are they going to make him more detailed? Because that figure in that line was a lot more detailed than vintage. Those are my questions.
They did not with Evelyn, so I would not expect more detail.
So
I do not see a longer
basically.
I do not see a longer loincloth,
I don't either.
The bracers are I think it's going to be the colors, right? The brown tones instead of the gray. Yeah. And obviously they did make a power sword and a new head sculpt. That's absolutely what I think it will be. I guess by must-haves, I mean, like, if you saw these 5 figures on a toy shelf, is there one that you'd be like, yep, you're coming home with me?
I mean, probably. Let's put it this way: CGI Beastman. I think if that is CGI Beastman, the first one we talked about, that one would be the one where if I saw it and it looks as big and bulky as he does on the cartoon, but with the articulation for Masterverse, that's like, yeah, you got to come home with me, because as much as I think those figures are fun, I would like a little more articulation just for my own personal taste.
Fair enough. Yeah, for me, actually, I and the thing is, I did not pick up the Evil Lyn, the variant that they put out for Origins. But I agree with the CGI. Like, I think the CGI characters in, I think all of them in Masterverse are going to be must-haves for me. Jitsu and Masterverse, I definitely pick him up because I don't have a Classics Jitsu, and I've been pretty much collecting all the Masterverse anyways. But I think I would have to pick up a 2002 inspired He-Man. Just to, if nothing else in my mind, to signal to Mattel that that was not the failure, that they kind of went on this rhetoric for way too many years afterwards. Yeah. Kind of trying to spin it to be, especially when they were trying to push other stuff from Mattel. They really kind of used 2000X as a punching bag, and I always felt that was wrong. Maybe it didn't meet their expectations, but I think retroactively, you know, certain people took that line, acted like it was worse than it was, I guess is what I'm saying. So,
based on that logic alone, they have me getting one of them at least, because I didn't. It's like, you know, 2000X Evelyn, no offense to any Evelyn fans, but that's not going to make me buy the figure.
Right.
But if you throw 2000X He-Man and maybe a Skeletor out there, I probably would get the two of them. And my thing about it is what made that line and what made the cartoon cool to me was they upgraded those looks.
Right.
So if you don't come with the upgrades on those looks, and it's just, here's a repaint, that's a little frustrating for me, wanting to support that with your mentality, because I completely agree with that. It should never have been a punching bag. It was a really good show.
Yep.
It was a really decent toy line. It could have been a better toy line, but it was still decent.
The toys still sold out, except for one set of variants. The toys sold out constantly. But that's an argument for another time. So we got some exciting stuff coming. Real quick here, let me switch back to the main screen. Real quick here before we let you guys go. So, even more breaking news. Basically, right before... first off, let me back up for a second. I get excited. So, Shawn, I want you to pull out your phone. You have YouTube on your phone? Can you pull up YouTube on your phone?
I can pull up YouTube on my
Shawn
phone.
is pulling, for our audio listeners, if this ever makes it to audio, Shawn is pulling up the YouTube on his phone. And he is going to go to the Legends of Grayskull podcast page, where he is subscribed to, I hope.
Yep, I am subscribed to. I'm on the homepage for it.
Okay, so I want you to look at Legends of Grayskull episode 50. If you want to pull up episode 50. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You got to scroll back for a minute there. But
all right, hold on. Episode 50.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, well, I'm slow here. Wait. Yeah, Council of Evil trilogy. Yep.
Okay.
Or no, wait. That was the video you made combining them, but I can't find 50 itself on here.
How about
51 and 49?
How about okay, forget that. Go back to episode 30. Go back to episode 36. 36.
All right, we'll go to 36. There's no 36.
There's no 36?
No 36.
So no 36 and no 50.
No 50.
Do you remember what we discussed? in those episodes?
No.
And I remember
Help me.
50 was right before that edited trilogy that I did.
And that was us talking. That was us talking about Council of Evil and Last Stand,
And
because that was our 50.
And episode 36 was when we reviewed Orko's Garden, which was also an episode from the Mike Young production show. So as of at 1:22 p.m. today, I got an email.
Oh.
Legends of Grayskull. After a manual review, a copyright owner has claimed some material in your video. Sure. Video title, Legends of Grayskull 36. Copyright content, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 2002, Orko's Garden, Season 1, Episode 19. Claimed by Hit Entertainment Mattel. Okay. Now,
all right.
This is not unusual, as Shawn knows. When we review them, we get the copyright hits. You know, I get the notice. You know, hey, this has copyright material in it. You know, I can't make any money off the YouTube ad revenues. Spoiler alert, Legends of Grayskull doesn't make any money off YouTube ads. So we've been fine with it. Shawn, you and I have had, pulling back the curtain, we've had this conversation, right?
Yep.
So, after a manual review, a copyright owner has claimed some material in your video. No duh. I mean, this was posted... When was 36? Do you still have it up there? What dates were we around there? I mean, that was 2 years ago? That was our end of our first
36
year?
was
Beginning of our
1
second
year ago, according to this.
Okay.
Within the 1 year mark. Because all of them are saying 1 year as of 35, 37, all that stuff.
Gotcha. So we're a year plus. You know, it hasn't rolled over to 2 years. So yes, for at least a year, we've had it up there. You've had the copyright mark on it. Absolutely. Who's disputing that? As a result, your video has been blocked and can no longer be played on YouTube.
Wow.
So,
I feel like we've done something wrong, but we didn't.
But that's the thing, right? So, and they go on, it does not affect your channel. If you choose to trim out the content that is copyrighted, you can, it'll be visible again. So I got that, and then I actually got 3 separate notices for episode 50 because we, stole 3 episodes because we did the whole trilogy in one go.
Yeah.
I guess the thing to me is Mattel has always known, and YouTube has always known that that was copyrighted. And they let it play for a year to 2 years. Why go after these videos and get them pulled down now?
Good point. There is that. Now if they're releasing the origin stuff, then yeah. So I think 2000X is going to make a resurgence of sorts, one way or the other.
Right, and that's always been the weirdest thing. We said it in at least one of those reviews. That series is the only, at the time we discussed it before Revelation and CGI, it was and I don't know the ownership details on that, but that is the only series that Mattel owns completely, and yet that is the one since 2003 that they have refused to do anything for. We had to drag them kicking and screaming to do a King Hiss and a Snake Armor He-Man for classics, They vetoed secondary heads, the handful of characters that came out were towards the end, and now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you guys can't even review these shows. For me, I personally think we're going to, like you said, we're obviously seeing a push in the toys. I think we're going to see that series come to streaming. I'm betting it'll be on Netflix very, very soon.
Bring it. I'll be happy to watch it that way, just like him on the DVDs and on the YouTubes.
Yeah. And then after that, who knows? Like, I mean, we've seen some crazy things right now with fandoms the way they are and everything. I mean, fandom got Sonic redesigned for the movie. Fandom got, Young Justice Season 3, and I hear they're even working on Season 4 now. X-Men 97 is coming out. I mean...
Zack Snyder's Justice League. Thanks so much, by the way, fans of that. Thank you so much. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
But I guess the point is, I'm not saying that those are the plans, but if they actually put these toys out there, they sell. If they put the series out there and people are streaming the shit out of it, all I'm saying is who knows. So, but real quick here, I was able to find a little more information than Shawn could because obviously he can't even see them. So episode 50 was published on December 15th of 2020, and 36 was that was with Matthew Rodriguez too.
Yep, that was I think the first time.
That was August 6th of 2020. So yeah, year and a half or so. So why now?
Yeah. Well, for anybody that likes the audio, I'm sure the audio is still available on
the audio
podcast apps and everything. It's just you won't be able to see it on YouTube, unfortunately.
Yep, so. And I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna see what I can do. Obviously, we can't trim out the entire review segment, or else that would be a very short show that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But maybe I can do some stuff. Maybe I can blur some stuff or flip some stuff, or I'll be looking into it. But yeah, if nothing else, check us out. Podbean, Spotify, I think Apple. Do they have a podcast app? Probably not, right?
Yep.
They do? Really?
Yeah.
What do you know? But yeah, check it out there. I do the countdown so you can play it on your TV if you have the DVDs. I'll be curious to see if they go after the few people that actually post the episodes on YouTube. Or is that what you're searching now?
I was just curious about on the podcast app itself.
Yeah,
checking.
I haven't gotten.
It should not have been taken down, but I'm just very curious.
It was just the video. We had the video playing behind us. I don't even think we had audio on that. I know I played around with audio, but I don't think it was on those episodes. So. Yeah,
according to my Apple, which I know Matt is like podcast app. Those are still there, so you can listen to them that way, and I'm sure all the other podcast apps. But that is an interesting tidbit because right before we went on, Matt's like, "Oh, stuff got real." I'm like, "What? Yeah. Now I know." I'm like, that does. It's a hint, I think. So that's pretty cool.
I think
we got targeted by Mattel. That's kind of nuts.
So guys, thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate it, and click that like, share, subscribe so you can see our videos before they get taken down by Mattel. So
and also go see if Dark Child's okay, because he's the one that I watched the shows on YouTube for all these years. Anytime I want to grab him,
I think
he's okay too.
I think we need to check that before That's what I was referencing. I'm curious to see. Well, that's a funny thing, though, because I actually uploaded the whole trilogy cut into one, and that video is still there.
Ironically,
but
yes.
The one where we just talk about it and you can't hear it, that's the one that is taken down.
Thank you, Mattel. At least you're watching the show.
And Dark Child has all 39 episodes still up on his YouTube. So, but like I said, I mean, we're talking less than an hour, maybe about an hour now when I got my first notification. And this is manual reviews, which means the copyright owner is going video by video, going this one, this one, this one. So. Maybe enjoy them while you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time.
Until next time.
We'll see what Mattel's up to.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, Bear. Oh.